I never really wanted to make content specifically on YouTube drama that was happening in real time, but I think I could speak for a lot of people when I say this Corey Kenshin, a drama, has really been the breaking point for me with cancel culture. And let's be honest, if I was gonna keep making videos on YouTube itself, then I was gonna have to address this side of the platform eventually. Cancel culture has reached the point where it's just people spouting and spouting and talking, and people who have no right to be get involved, trying to say have their say. And I think the best way of saying it, it's just people who don't think wanting to talk and therefore talking. They have no clue what's going on, but they just want to yap and yap and yap, and they don't want to look at anything behind what they're saying or seeing. And that goes for every side because no matter every allegation, it's a certain side that has been either faking the information or just misunderstanding everything and just spreading misinformation or just outright denying mountains of proof. And in the end, that just means there's no justice no matter what. If the allegations were faked, the accuser never gets punished. If the allegations were correct, the accused never really gets punished either. They can just make videos and they'll have a loyal fan base no matter what. So, in the end, no one wins. And it really just comes down to the misinformation and misinterpretation of what's going on. Now, I'm going to be the first and say I don't really know 100% on the Corey Kenshin allegations. I've watched him a lot. I still watched him, but truly, I didn't really fully get all. I don't know if I fully know what's going on. So that's why I'm not going to say my opinion because I'm a rational person. I know I don't really know what's going on. I just saw that video of the roommate talking about how the girl who accused Corey Kenshin of being mentally abusive was a shady person and was probably lying. That I just found that out. I thought I didn't. I thought everyone was just making that up, low key, because I that's what I hear from every single allegation that a friend or a roommate comes out and says, "Oh yeah, they're lying." But no, that video is unreal. You could go on Reddit. She does have a picture there, so I'm inclined to believe her. But like I said, I'm not gonna say my full opinion because I don't really truly know what's going on. A lot of the evidence have been messages, and there haven't been a lot of videos except that one video, and the other accusations are within slideshows of text and text and text. So that's why I can say I can't really fully commit and read all that. So that's what I'm just gonna say there. But I did see the video, and this is where like both sides have to like take some accountability here. Sure, Corey was saying some weird stuff in the video, but look at the context. They're both joking around, they're laughing. He notices the camera and he's still like making jokes. She never outright says, "Hey, this guy sexually abused me." And yet people are just saying listing it as one of the allegations when in reality the whole allegation has come to him just being a toxic boyfriend. That's all that's going on, and that's what she admitted in her live. But on her perspective, you can't send that video with not a lot of clarification. It's just a video, it's not really much said in the description, and just think that people aren't going to get the wrong idea. When something is like this happens, you have to be concise in what you're saying. And when you're making vague TikTok stories, you've got to realize that some information and can be misinterpreted, and then some misinformation can slide through the cracks. And don't even get me started on Twitter and everyone on it. Like everyone's there. They're just yapping. They're just waffling. It's just you have one section that's always like, "Oh yeah, I've always hated him. I've always known he's weird." No, you just hated him for no reason. You did. I don't know. You just didn't like him for some reason, and now you're just using that this like one thing as an excuse to just for your bias all these years. No, that's not happened. That's not the reason why you've hated him. And then you just have fake accounts just claiming to be the accuser, and just saying, "Oh no, I lied, this and that and this and that," and it's and then they write in their bio or send a tweet out saying, "Oh, I'm not the actual I'm not that actual woman." Then what's the whole point? Why are you making this account just to spread misinformation? It's so annoying, and, like, it's crazy because this happens for every allegation. It's the main reason why justice is never served, because people just like to make shit up. Some people just like to hop on the bandwagon and come out with their own allegations that are not true. Some people just like to pretend to be, like, someone important in the allegation, and just start lying and making stuff up to further muddy the waters. And no, and there are not going to be winners no matter what happened. Corey's reputation is going to be ruined on the outside of his, like, the people who never really watched him, or his day one haters. And Panda Ninja is, or the lady is never gonna live this down. She's probably gonna get hate comments and DMs for probably the rest of the year, probably even beyond that. Why do I know this? Because this all happened before. Every piece of drama has this exact format. You can make a dude perfect stereotype video on Twitter drama because it's always the same. And in the end, people are gonna forget, and no one's truly gonna get punished no matter who's in the wrong. It happens before. It happens with YouTubers, it happens with celebrities, it happens with athletes, and sometimes both people can't admit that they both done something wrong. Maybe, like, there's a ton of allegations where it's just come to, oh, both of these people or both these sides were kind of horrible people, but instead they're just trying to blame the people, saying, trying to put all the faults on the other side when they just can't admit they're wrong. The way this looks like it's heading, it looks like that, yes, Corey Kenshin was a bad boyfriend and pretty toxic, but this woman has blown it way out of proportion in terms of trying to, like, putting this out into internet, like, years later. And she said herself that she didn't really want to cancel him, but that's all it is on the internet, man. Like, something small is gonna blow up into being this huge, like, scandal that, like, this guy is has to quit YouTube forever, and he's like, he should be shunned for the rest of his life. That's how every allegation, no matter how small it is, because every YouTuber or every athlete that does something wrong is grouped in with all the other athletes. Even though I would say being a toxic boyfriend is a lot better than, say, I don't know, being a pedophile. In the end, these allegations hurt true victims, because with every allegation that turns to be false, with all this misinformation, with every accuser that just is doing it for money, or with all the fans who just denied the evidence, that's when someone who actually does suffer from essay, like, go and try to share their story, they're just going to be held with abuse and held to the same standards as liars from other allegations. And I'm not saying Panda Ninja is a liar, because I guess she does have a point with how toxic Corey was being, and she does deserve some sort of apology for her situation. But people are gonna get the wrong idea, and they're gonna use this in the future when someone tries to make the claim of actual essay, or more emotional abuse, or stuff like that. The only people who win are the people who spread misinformation to get what they want, and seeing people successfully fall into their lies. This isn't working for anyone. We've got to change something, but how do we just how? Why is this how we're running, where we let misinformation spread so easily, and where every piece of drama is held to the same standard as every other one when the crimes and the things people do are vastly different in terms of how bad they are. And why is it when something really bad happens, is the internet so quick to forget about it? Who knows? But that's just my rant. That's the thing I wanted to talk about. It was in a video I was planning on making, but this whole Corey Kenshin drama was just the worst parts about cancel culture and drama into one 12-hour timeline. So that's all I had to say about it. If you guys want to see more content and like what you see, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.